A PlayStation import based off the Pepsi products gives you a little more bounce to the ounce. This and more with games you should check out. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Games You Should Check Out. I'm your host, Xander Skullion, where I talk about what games you guys and gals should be playing. I also have recommendations from viewers like you with our 1 minute crunch. So without further ado, here we go.
Pepsi Man. That's right, in Japan, there is a video game where you play as a superhero of Pepsi products, saving the world from thirsts that are so quenched. Now, this is a low-budget title, but it's a very fun title, and it's full of novelty. But in Pepsi Man, you are going through 4 different stages based off real locations, such as San Francisco and New York City, and the game is played from a third perspective, very similar to, say, Crash Bandicoot, with Pepsi Man automatically running forward through the stage. Sometimes running through people's living rooms, the players aims to dodge obstacles such as cars, construction cranes, and even people, as well as a Pepsi-branded obstacles, including a Pepsi truck. The player does this by 4 different moves: running, dashing, jumping, and even super jumping. In some stages, Pepsi Man's head gets stuck in a steel drum, which inverts the controls, and in some he even uses a skateboard, because let's not forget, this is the mid-90s and skateboards were freaking extreme. Throughout each stage is a number of checkpoints. If the player gets hit by the obstacles too many times, you have to restart at that checkpoint. Each stage ends with Pepsi Man being chased by an object, including a giant Pepsi can. And in between the stages, the player is shown videos of an American man drinking Pepsi, eating chips and pizza while watching television. Now, I'm not going to lie, this game will not blow your socks off, but like I said, it's a pure novelty, it's a lot of fun, and weirdly enough, I am drinking a Pepsi while recording this.
And now is that time for a 1 minute crunch.
Hello everyone, and this is BioPhoenix here, and you're listening to the 1 Minute Crunch. So the game that I want to talk about today is a Japanese-only PS1 game, and that happens to be Panzer Bandit. And it's a 2D beat-em-up that has a really cool art style. It kinda has a mix between Mega Man Legends and Klonoa. So knowing this, the character designs in this game are pretty awesome looking, and I also find that this game is very bright and colorful. And you can play as 4 different characters. There's a blue-haired guy, there's a ninja chick, a little girl in a mech, and even a badass robot that even smokes cigars. And you can do any stage in any order you like. So with that said, it's a very enjoyable beat-em-up that doesn't get talked about a lot, but that's what we're here for, is to talk about games that you should check out. So if you've never heard of this and you really like a lot of beat-em-ups, then this is one I can definitely recommend. So that'll be all for the 1 minute crunch. So with that being said, guys, hope you all have a good day, and it's all back to you, Xander.
Makai Prince Dorobuchan, also known as Son of Dracula or Dracula Kid, is a little platformer by Red Company published by Naxton Soft for the PC Engine. The young vampire Dorobuchan is on a long journey to help his master defeat all the evil demons. You'll encounter baddies such as zombies, mean turtles, red-eyed crazy wolves, and giant trees, and our friend jumps and speeds his way, most of his time collecting small tomatoes. But these are very important of the gameplay, and are dropped over the boss's head as a primary attack at the end of each stage. Another ability of Dorobu is to hide under his hat, which doesn't look very menacing, but his technique allows him to throw deadly tomato bombs and finish mean enemies. Our hero starts his journey with a short-range magic staff that can be upgraded later in the game. 3 sorts of colored armor are also available: blue, red, and gray, and each one of them give Dorobu special abilities such as higher jumping or faster attacks. And finally, there's a bunch of other items that will help our young vampire in his quest, but they only work for a certain limited amount of time. The blue cape, for instance, gives him the ability to double jump. The sword powers up his magic staff. The injections freeze enemies on the spot. Another original feature of this game are the blue flying bats with tiny bells around their neck. You can defeat them, and when you destroy these enemies, they call a weird looking Easter Island head servants who often unlock secret shortcuts in unreachable areas. If you're a fan of Konami titles such as Kid Dracula, or even Bonk's Adventure, this game will really appeal to you, and I can't tell you guys enough, this game is freaking awesome. Weapon Lord. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it seemed like after Mortal Kombat in the 90s, every 2D fighting game was trying to see who could have the most blood, who could have the most violent, and Weapon Lord definitely tried to be a contender, and I'm not complaining, because see, Weapon Lord is your standard 2D fighting game experience, but where it differs is its gameplay mechanics. Of course, you're using weapons very similar to Samurai Showdown, but it has a little bit more different choices in presentation. The game features thrust blocking and an aggressive blocking system similar to Street Fighter III's parry system. It also introduced in the game are deflect attacks, a counterattack maneuver that each character has, and certain special moves such as takedowns, where you knock your opponent into their back, and a player can then follow up with additional attacks while their player is still on the floor. While Weapon Lord isn't reinventing the wheel, Weapon Lord did take that wheel and drive down the competition and make a really interesting, fun game that I don't feel like enough people talk about. If you're a big fan of games like Killer Instinct and Mortal Kombat, definitely check this out. And it's without noting that this is a Namco title, and I can't help but feel that these weapon-based fighters were a huge inspiration for the Soul Edge and Soul Calibur series.
First off, I want to give a big shout and a huge thank you to Chris, aka BioPhoenix, for submitting his 1 minute crunch of Panzer Bandit. I have to say, I've never heard of this game, and I definitely want to check it out, and no pun intended. But also, check out BioPhoenix. His channel is on the link on the description below. And if you guys have a game you want to recommend, be sure to send us an email at xsgamingpodcast@gmail.com. These 1 minute crunches really help the series keep on going, keep on trucking, and I feel like it's a great way to help spread the love to the community, and best of all, show us some games that we need to be playing and enjoying. Anyway guys, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and don't forget to hit the bell. The bell is going to be right beside the subscription button on my channel. This will notify you when there's new content coming out, rather it's another episode of games you should check out, or maybe it's an unboxing or a let's play. Hint hint, those kind of videos are coming very soon. Or also new episodes of my audio podcast, XS Gaming Podcast. As always, thanks for watching guys, thanks for subscribing again, and as always, happy gaming.
Can't get enough of XS Gaming Podcast? Be sure to check out our audio podcast on podomatic.com. You can also subscribe to us on iTunes. And if you have a YouTube channel or podcast you'd like to share, be sure to check us out on Facebook on our group page and join the community. As always, guys, thank you so much for all the support, and happy gaming.